Hello students, today I will explain about electric field, its intensity and electric field about the dipole moment. So when we are dealing with this electric field, that is a space around a charge. So this electric field can be defined as a space around a charge. The electric field at a given point is defined as force that would be exerted on a stationary charge particle by electromagnetic force. So a charge has to be placed and the space around which its influence can be experienced can be equal to electric field, and this force upon Q will be equal to E. So that force on the object of charge Q in electric field will be given as F equals to QE. Therefore, if we know mass and charge of particle, can subsequent the motion of the particle. So here now, for representing the electric field, we must have a concept of electric field lines. These electric field lines actually, when this charge is allowed to move free, this charge will follow a track and that track will be coming as electric field lines. And actually these electric field lines are representation of our electric field strength, its direction, its motion of charge, everything. Now when we are dealing with electric field lines, we have to undergo the concept of properties of electric field lines. They start from positive charge and end at negative charge. They do not have closed concept. They originate and they terminate. The number starting or ending is proportional to magnitude of charge. If magnitude of charge is high, obviously the number of magnetic electric field lines will be highest. These field lines will not cross each other, because if they cross each other, at that point we will have two tangents, and these two tangents will be responsible for two direction of electric field at the same point. The electric field lines are very close. Obviously, I have already told you the electric field will be stronger when the lines are parallel. This is very specific constant which you have to keep in mind. The lines are parallel and uniformly spaced. This field is said to be uniform, and this uniform field is very essential for our physics concepts. The combination of charges, if two charges are there, one positive and one negative, these electric field lines obviously show a longitudinal contraction, and because of that only oppositely charged particles are always attracting each other. If the strength is high, then the electric field line will be shown as figure B, and suppose if both the charges are of same nature and same magnitude, then because of this electric field lines, they originate from positive charge, there is no termination points, so they are going to put a lateral pressure on each other, and when they put a lateral pressure on each other, obviously the lateral pressure will be responsible for repulsion between the same type of charges. Now finally, we are coming to electric field due to a point charge. I have already told you, whenever there is a charge existing, it is having a force of attraction or repulsion, and its influence can be generally felt in the space around it, and that space is called electric field. So we will just come to the formula, how we will get the electric field intensity due to a point charge. Suppose we have taken a charge plus Q at A, and at point P we have to find out the electric field intensity. We will bring there a unit positive test charge, that is Q0, and that is brought at point P, and it is placed at a distance R there. Now the force existing there, that will be 1 upon 4 pi k epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 upon R square. Also, in the first slide itself, I have explained you E equals to F upon Q0. So this force when divided by Q0, that will give you the formula for electric field due to point charge. And finally, the formula comes there, equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q upon R square. Here K equals to 1, because this full part we have done in air or. Then when we move forward, we are coming to one more concept. You can remember a concept of dipole. Dipole means two poles. So here we are having one electric dipole, and these electric dipoles, when we are dealing, they consist of two charges, and these two charges should have equal magnitude and opposite direction, and they should be separated by a certain distance L. And the dipole moment will be equal to either charge into force between distance between the two charges. So it is represented by P, and it can be written as P equals to Q into R. Also, we must know, because electric dipole moment, when we are dealing, this dipole moment being a vector quantity, it should have a direction. So its direction always from negative to. Then now this electric field, we have already told that electric field due to a dipole. Now dipole is having a space around it. Now this dipole is having a space. One space will be along the axis, and one space can be at right bisector. So when we are having at the axis, then we have to find out electric field at axial point of electric dipole. So for that, we have taken one electric dipole with minus q plus q separated by 2a, and then its center is at O, and from center we have taken a point P, and at that point P, which is at a distance R, we have to find out electric field. And when we have to find out electric field at point P, we have to bring a unit positive test charge. Now what we will do, we will first find out the formula for electric field, equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon r square, as stated in the first equation. Also, we have to find out the position of minus q from P, that is r plus a, and plus q from P, that is r minus a. E1 will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon r minus 1 whole square, that is due to positive charge. At the same time, when we will find out the magnitude E2 due to minus charge at point P, we will get here 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon r plus a whole square. We have to find out resultant. Why we have to find out resultant? We have to again come back to our parallelogram law of vectors. E1 and E2 are two vectors, and the angle between them is 180 degree, because for positive charge and my negative charge, it will become E1 minus E2. We will substituting the value q upon 4 pi epsilon 0, that will be taken as common, and 1 upon r minus a whole square minus 1 upon r plus a whole square, taking LCM, and then we will finally solve it. When we will solve it, we will get a concept or formula that will be equal to equals to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 4ar upon r square minus a square. Now for short dipole, if we are taking, then we can consider that r is very much greater than a square. Here then a can be neglected, and we will get E equals to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 4ar upon 4a upon r cube we will get, and this 2qa can be converted to dipole moment. So E can be equal to this will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 2p upon r. Here it falls, this dipole moment electric field falls 1 upon r cube. We will come to electric field at equatorial position of a dipole. Why we are taking equatorial position of a dipole? Because electric field will be experienced at a position which is at right bisector, because this right bisector we are taking, because this right bisector, all the points on right bisectors will be equidistant from both the poles, positive pole and negative pole. So we are taking here equatorial position. Now we are coming to equatorial position. Here when we are finding equatorial position, you have to keep that in mind that at point P we have brought a positive charge, unit positive test charge, and that test charge will be getting a repulsion E2 in outward direction, and it will be attracted towards AP, that will be at minus Q. So we can get here E1 and E2. So E1 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q upon R plus D square by 4, and E2 will become 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q upon R square plus D square by 4. Why this R square plus D square by 4 comes? That is again by Pythagoras theorem, that is distance between AP and BP, that will be equal. That is why we have taken the right bisector. Now, but this electric field will be having an angle made. So that angle we have to resolve this E1 and E2 in two component that we have studied in 11th class, and E1 will be having E1 sin theta and E1 cos theta, and E2 will be having E2 cos theta and E2 sin theta as shown in the figure. Among these components, E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta, they are acting on the same line, and when they are acting on the same line and opposite direction, they will obviously cancel out each other's effect. But E2 sin cos theta and E1 sin theta, they are aligned at along the same direction. So these two will be added or summed up to contribute to electric field due to dipole at point P. And here we are getting the concept there. So we will substitute the value of cos theta also. And finally, you are getting P upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r square plus d square by 4 3 by 2. This formula, general simple multiplication division, is there. If r is very much greater than d, again that is a short dipole, then it will become 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 p upon r cube and r cap. Now the direction of electric field, the direction of dipole will be from plus q to minus q. Okay. Earlier we have seen the electric field direction was from minus q to plus q in axial, and here the electric field direction is from plus q to minus q. So angle between the electric field associated with axial position and associated with equatorial position, angle is always of 180 degree. From some of the concepts are there, just you can see. Intensity due to dipole varies as 1 upon r cube can never be 0 unless r tends to infinity and p tends to 0. E will be maximum when cos square theta is maximum, that is for end on axial position. Then E maximum will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 2 upon r cube. E will be minimum when cos square theta is minimum, theta equals to, that is equatorial position. E minimum equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 p upon r cube. Now you see the relation between this maxima and minima. Maxima for axial and minimum for equatorial, their ratio comes equals to 2. E axial to equatorial equal to 2. The electric field at axial position is parallel to dipole moment vector, and electric field at equatorial position is anti-parallel to dipole moment vector. The ratio of the field at axial point of field at equatorial position, E axial is to equatorial, is equal to 2:1. So this is all about this electric dipole, and very important topic, very important concept for 12th class, and for board exam you have to prepare this topic very clearly, very nicely. Diagrams are well labeled. So any doubt, any queries are there, you can ask the questions afterwards, and also please note down the derivations in your class or copy so that you can remember it for longer period of time and support it for your exams. Here I am concluding. So thank you. Okay, and keep learning, stay safe.